Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
Sorry, I lost the track of time. Okay.
Hare
Dandavat.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Srila
Dandavat
Prabhupada.
Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vishwabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhu Be Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Mukhum Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Okay. Uh, okay. Very grateful to all of you. Uh, Today we'll discuss on determination, and the basic flow would be we discuss about determination in three modes with an example of each. Determination in mode of goodness, determination mode of passion, determination mode of ignorance. Then what hampers our determination? What can we do to strengthen our determination? And how can we gauge 5 factors? How can we gauge based on to what extent we are following those 5 factors? We can gauge our determination, or we can know, okay, how much determination I currently have and how much I lack. And by implementing points mentioned in those 5 factors, we can increase gradually our determination to the point that we are very conscious of those 5 factors. Lot of the things are taken from a book by Vaisheshika Prabhu. He is a spiritual master in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada disciple, serving in Silicon Valley, ISKCON Silicon Valley, for around 50 years. And he has written a book called um, what's the name of the book? Our Family Business. Our Family Business. And he speaks about at length about determination and sadhana. So a portion of it will be just the term determination, and the second half of the presentation is determination for strong sadhana. That will be our primary focus for today. And how can I know if my sadhana is strong, if I am following those 5 factors, an explanation of those. So gratitude to Vaisheshika Prabhu for helping us discuss his realizations on this platform today. All right, so um, um, some things from Bhagavad Gita. So please keep reading, randomly come one by one forward.
Determination in goodness. O son of Pratha,
That determination which is unbreakable and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life, and senses is determination in the mode of goodness.
Hmm. So what is now we all know three modes. If we don't know three modes, then there is something called mode of goodness, there is something called mode of passion, there is something called mode of ignorance. uh, Mode of goodness is very favorable for our advancement of Krishna consciousness. Mode of passion brings or makes us run towards material desires, and yeah, all material desires arise because of mode of passion. um, Mode of ignorance is something that makes us forget ourselves, like activities like alcohol, oversleeping, anger. In these activities, we have a natural tendency, we forget ourselves. We assumed some other identity. So that is because of ignorance, mode of ignorance. So we Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, discuss a lot about the modes of material nature. And then 17th chapter discusses about everything in this world is divided into these three categories, whether it is austerity, faith, charity, sacrifices, everything. And 18th chapter, first half, continues to speak about different things in three modes. And one of the thing described is determination. Just like sacrifice, faith, austerity, charity, everything is in three modes. Determination is also. Everything in this world is in three modes. Like morning time is considered mode of goodness. That's why we are very peaceful, and very good time for sadhana. Afternoon time is considered mode of passion. So mind, if we chant in afternoon, there is a higher tendency of mind to go here and there, because the day influences us. We are constantly being influenced by three modes. And night time is considered mode of ignorance. So you will feel tired, lazy, sleepy, and all those things will come. So that's why we we route our spiritual practices in such a way that it is most conducive for advancement. That's why our acharyas explain best time to chant is Brahma Muhurat, which is an hour and a half before sunrise. 4 to 6, 5 to 7, 6 to 8, whatever works, but the first thing in the morning. Okay, so that determination which is unbreakable, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life, senses. Now, now determination exists in spiritual people, in material people also. For example, somebody doing PhD, he has good amount of determination. Or people who are working very hard, performing CV. Even some people, like politicians, they fast for 38 days. Like one of the associate of Mahatma Gandhi, he fasted for, I heard, 37, 38 days, and he died. um, he was doing nirjal. uh, Now how much determination it takes to do nirjal for 37 days? So determination is there, but determination, um, um, our focus of today's discussion would be determination in spiritual life. What thwarts or obstruct our determination in spiritual life? Depending upon the purpose, why, depending upon the purpose, why I am doing this thing defines if our determination in mode of goodness or mode of passion. Mode of goodness determination is directed towards the Supreme Lord. Determination toward that direction. That is mode of goodness determination. Mode of passion determination is directed towards to get some honor, uh, some material success, some bigger position, some some reputation, out of pride. So determination exists in both the cases. Ignorant people have no determination. They just dream to get things done. They never get things done. So we don't want, so this is positive and negative determination. We don't want negative determination. Negative determination is we are using our controlling our senses and everything, but the goal we are trying to achieve ends with the body. We don't want that. So here determination, which is unbreakable. The word determination itself, Bhagavad Gita definition, you what you want to do, you are like rock hard and you do it. Um, Many things are obstacles when you really, like for example, those who want to chant 16 rounds. The obstacles, one obstacle is mind says no, 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 how can you do this? It is too difficult. I don't think we can manage.
So it is very convenient for breathing also. You
Oh,
got your name also. You have to hear all the time.
okay. Then another another um, another obstacle is by senses. Mind says no, no, it's very difficult. Um, I cannot do. I cannot read. Some people want to read, but they are unable to read. Why? Lack of determination. Some want to increase their round, but they are afraid. Lack of determination. And senses. Um, some we don't want to do things which are unfavorable to Krishna consciousness, but when the senses demands, we become weak, and then we give in to the demand of our senses. So that determination is not in goodness. So mode of goodness determination, unbreakable, controls the activities of mind, life and senses, is determination mode of goodness. Means mind, life, senses, if they're obstacle, then one control the activities of mind and senses and remains steadfast in his determination. That is determination mode of goodness. Now, Srila Prabhupada speaks about a story on determination in, I don't remember, in one of the beginning chapters of Bhagavad Gita. There is a sparrow who laid eggs.
Chapter 6, Prabhuji.
Chapter 6. Okay, thank you. So there is a sparrow who laid eggs uh, on the shore of the ocean, because ocean water keeps on going all the way up and down. So ocean waves came and took the eggs, and the sparrow has no eggs. So the sparrow becomes very angry and tells the ocean, give me my eggs back. Nothing happened. Ocean didn't care. Then sparrow said, if you don't give me my eggs back, I will dry you up. Ocean didn't care. Ocean is like infinite, and sparrow is infinitesimal. And then the sparrow took a few drops of water on her beak, goes to far distance and throws that water, and then comes back and then take few more drops of water and then goes back. The sparrow was determined to dry up the ocean because the sparrow wanted his eggs back. Uh, Garuda came to know. Garuda is also a bird. Garuda is eagle. Uh, um, but it's not like mundane eagle. It is he's a pure devotee of Krishna. He's an eagle bird. Uh, he, his size is big. Like this image, we cannot really appreciate, but his size is so such that he can take half. He can dry up half the ocean water in one shot. In two shot, he can dry up the ocean. He's so huge. So Garuda came, Garuda heard Sparrow's determination. Garuda melted. Garuda came and Garuda said, give the sparrow the eggs, otherwise I will dry you up. And now the ocean became fearful. Ocean appeared, paid obeisances to Garuda and gave the eggs to sparrow. So just mentioning that how Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya Duratyaya, my material energy is extremely difficult to overcome. too big, it's too huge, too tempting. But Mam evai prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. One who takes shelter of me, he can easily go beyond it. So that's our situation. So what we have to do is, when we show our little determination, then Krishna will help us, and then we can overcome. Okay, somebody can read this. This is determination in passion.
But that determination by which one holds uh, fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion, O Arjuna.
So we may be able to control the activities of our mind, senses, and life air, but then what is the purpose? If the purpose is sense gratification, economic development, then that determination is in mode of passion, as we discussed before. Very good example is Hiranyakashipu. What a determination! I mean, how many of us can go to the forest, stand like him, with raised hands up, complete fasting, uh, and he became so thin and weak that his rib cage, his ribs on the chest, his ribs were visible. He lost all the flesh in his body, and it is said that he performed such austerity that fire started emanating from his hands. So such steadfast determination. But because his purpose was, he wanted to defeat Vishnu, he wanted to kill Vishnu, and he wanted everybody to worship him. So because his goal was sense gratification, his determination is mentioned as passion. We don't want this determination. Mm, many examples. Like this is another example of Kamsa. Somebody will read it.
Determination in passion. When Vasudeva saw that Kamsa was determined to kill his sister Devaki, he thought himself very deeply. Considering the imminent danger of death, he thought of another plan to stop Kamsa. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:147.
So Srimad Bhagavatam explained Kamsa was determined to kill Devaki. The moment he heard from demigods, ninth, eighth son will be the cause of your death, he was determined. He grabbed Devaki by her hair and he wanted to cut off her head. Vasudev tried a lot, but he was just determined to kill. Although finally he gave up his determination. But the word determination is used here. But it's again in passion. Many examples. Even the determination of Maharaj Dhruva is also mentioned in passion. Because he wanted a kingdom greater than his great grandfather. But because he took shelter of Vishnu, he became purified. But the initial determination, he was determined to do anything to approach Vishnu, but his determination was to become richer. Because although Hiranyakashipu were also determined like Dhruv Maharaj, but because Hiranyakashipu worshipped demigod, Brahma, he got his desire fulfilled, he could not become purified. But Dhruva became purified because he worshipped the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Um, Another example, if you have heard Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj, uh, like it is said that anybody who performs 100 horse sacrifice, Ashwamedha Yajna, can take the post of Indra. So current Indra had already done 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. Prithu Maharaj already completed 99. He was doing the last one, 100th one. And Indra became afraid. This is what happens when we have a position and then when we are attached to a position. So Indra was attached to remain Indra. And when he saw Prithu Maharaj is a 99, he can do one more. If he does one more, then he will take my position. When we have not matured in our Krishna consciousness, when we are not deriving our transcendental joy from Krishna, and his pastimes, then we will try to fill the emptiness in our heart through fame, showing off, position, power, and other things. So Indra became insecure. When attachment brings insecurity, Indra became insecure. That Prithu Maharaj has the 99, he is doing 100. If he does 100, then he can become Indra. Although Prithu Maharaj has not no desire. He is a pure devotee of Krishna. He is enjoying internally. He is Atmara. He has no desire to become Indra. But because when we have attachments, we try to uh, we try to see our attachment in others. Like Bhakti Saraswati Thakur would say, whatever faults we have in others, we reflect on in ourselves. We see them in others. So because Indra performed 100 sacrifices to become Indra, he's thinking anybody who is doing 100 must have the same desire. And although it is not the case of Prithu Maharaj, so he was determined to, he again and again tried to steal the horse that was being offered in the sacrifice of Maharaj Prithu. And he used his determination. He tried so many times. He was determined that somehow or other I have to stop Maharaj Prithu to perform Ashwini Yagya. Determination, but for sense gratification. So many examples of determination, but then some determination is glorified. Indra is condemned. Hiranyakashipu is condemned. I mean, Indra is a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, but for this act he is not glorified. And many others. Okay, where determination should be used. This is from Bhagavad Gita. We already got the understanding what should we use determination for, but something Shastric reference. Someone can read this.
Where
The real
determination should be
Oh,
determination should be used. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Therefore, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
coming from 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita. This material world is compared to a reflected tree, a reflection of a real tree. Real tree is the spiritual world, and reflected tree is a material world. There is um, there is happiness, love, affection, relationship, and other emotions. All emotions that exist in spiritual world exist in material world, but they're all perverted. They're all impure. That's why it's called just a reflection. It's not reality. So Krishna here is telling the real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. If you try to find spiritual world in your vision, you cannot find it. Cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, where its foundation is. Nobody can understand the spiritual world. But what we have to do is, but with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. So where determination should be used is to detach ourselves from attachments in this world. We should do that with determination. This is one verse in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says what to use determination for. Detachment. Senses are pulling, mind is telling no, no, no for spiritual life and yes for material life or sense gratification or so many attachments. When our attachments are, or when a particular situation is taking us away from Krishna, don't think it is I'm balancing my material and spiritual life. No, it's just Maya, material energy. What is material energy? Srila Prabhupada explains That what takes us away from Krishna. Gauge yourself. Is my Krishna consciousness reducing for whatever reason? If my Krishna consciousness is sacrificing, there is something wrong. If my absorption in holy name is reducing, Krishna wants me to change something. The priority, the ultimate goal, purpose is to please Krishna. If you are doing that, Krishna will take care of all your needs. Have faith. Krishna will take care. So whatever attachments pull us in material consciousness and takes us away from Krishna, Krishna says with determination, cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Take a weapon of detachment and with determination um, cut the attachments with the weapon of detachment. And after doing that, what do I do? Just detaching from this material world will not help. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which having gone, one never return. Now you seek spiritual world, not just detaching from material world. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which having gone, one never returns. Seek, eager, desire to go back to Godhead. Seek that place. Having gone, one never returns. And what do I do after seeking that place? And they surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as you can see in this picture. So, although we are in the lower part, struggling with economic development, religiosity, sense gratification, and so many other things, and performing so many activities, as you can see in the lower part, we will discuss in lot more detail when we come to 15th chapter about what this trees exactly looks like. Lot more detail, this inverted tree. But what we have to do is detachment from activities which hampers our Krishna consciousness, which are not favorable for Krishna consciousness, whatever they are, which are stopping us to make spiritual progress. Detachment from those activities, desire to go back to spiritual world, that place where having gone one never returns, and they surrender onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. That's where we should be determined. We should be determined to take shelter of Krishna, determined to go back to spiritual world, and determined to detach ourselves, which weakens our Krishna consciousness. That's where determination should be used. Okay. Determination and ignorance. Someone can read.
Prabhuji, I have a question, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Prabhuji, how to bring that detachment?
Well, Srila Prabhupada said, if you try to push yourself to gain deeper Krishna, that's how we will develop detachment. Prabhupada said, the more we become attached to Krishna, natural detachment will come. There is another detachment which comes at the level of intellect. This is not good for me. That should be applied. We will see in the later part of the discussion vigilance. One must be careful with things that are hampering my Krishna consciousness. And although one may be attached to it, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, um, Param Drishtva Nivartate. What is that beginning of that verse? Anyone remembers? Anyways, the explanation is one may be attached to the sense objects, one may have attachment, but because one has developed higher taste and one is fearful of losing that higher taste, one intellectually detaches himself from things which can take that higher taste away from him. So that is intellectual detachment needed to grow. And as we cultivate Krishna, if those people who are not cultivating Krishna consciousness and simply detaching, it's very dry. Krishna says in 12th chapter, that path is very dry. So we have to get our juice somewhere, param drishtva. And as we become more and more advanced and more attached to Krishna, that will bring real detachment. In the beginning, it's not real, but it needs to be there. Is that all right, Ashwini Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Someone can read this. Determination, ignorance.
Okay. And and that determination which cannot go beyond dreaming, fearfulness, lamentation, morseness, and illusion, such unintelligent determination, O son of Partha, is in the mode of darkness.
So determination where we know this is good, we know we should be doing it, but then it remains a dream only. I want to read Srila Prabhupada books, but it remains a dream. I want to associate, but it remains a dream. I want to chant a holy name, but it remains a dream. That cannot go beyond dreaming. Fearfulness. What if I do this? Recently, I asked one person and I said, Bro, why don't you chant? You are coming to Bhagavad Gita classes for 8 months. 8 months. Why don't you chant? And he said, Prabhu, I'm afraid to chant because I think if I chant, I'll become like you. And I go, no, you don't have to become like me. You can be in your own situation wherever you are. Then he said, my another fear is um, my relationship with my friends may become weak if I become a devotee. I said, no, out of immaturity, it may happen. You don't have to change anything. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Um, so I said, no, you don't have to change anything. Um, um, you just, like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, deal in this material world as if normal, but internally cultivate Krishna consciousness and keep your spiritual life private to yourself. Don't share with others who can criticize or condemn you. Don't change anything, but internally try to advance spiritually. So sometimes out of fear, people are, I mean, different people have different personality, but Krishna calls it determination and ignorance because we know it's the right thing to do, but out of fear we are unable to do. Out of lamentation, out of illusion, I don't know if it is right or if it is wrong. We may be covered by illusory attachments. Because of that, we are not able to do what is right thing. We may be lamentation, may be sad, and because of this, or suppose our feelings are hurt, and then our determination becomes weakened. We want to do something, we want to do some service, something happens, and we are not able to do. Something wrong happens, so-called wrong. Then we said, no, why Krishna did this to me? I will not chant now. I will not associate with devotees. I will not hear Bhagavad Gita. I will stop. Then that determination again goes in mode of ignorance, which cannot go beyond lamentation, moroseness, illusion, fearfulness, dreaming. Such unintelligent determination, or son of Pritha, is in a mode of ignorance. We don't want to be in that determination. Okay, this is something from Bhagavad Gita. Who cannot develop determination to advance in Krishna consciousness? Who will lead?
In in the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord doesn't take place. BG 2.44.
Those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and are bewildered by such things, they cannot have determination to worship Krishna. In other words, if we are unable to advance or take steps to advance in Krishna consciousness, then one must understand that I am too attached to sense gratification. I have too many material desires and too attached to material opulence. I have too many goals, material goals. That is why I'm not able to develop determination to worship Krishna. Okay, someone can read.
Because of a moment's association with devotees, the Vishnu Dutas, Ajamil detached himself from the material conception of the life with the determination. Thus, freed from all the material attraction, he immediately started for Haridwar.
So there is an example of Ajamil. He was not able to develop determination to do the right thing and not do the wrong thing because he was performing sinful activities. Like the other day we were discussing, Yesham Tata Gatam Papam Jananam Punya Karmanam Te Dwanda Mohanen Mukta Bhajante Mam Dridavrata. We discuss in detail, not going in detail at this point of time, but because of sinful life in the past, one cannot worship Krishna with Dridavrata, with determination. So Ajamil, because he was with a prostitute, stealing, robbing, and doing other wrong things, although he had those impressions of worshipping Vishnu, being a devotee, serving spiritual master, being right to one's wife and parents, which he ditched them basically. Although he had those impressions, this is the right thing to do, because of his sinful past and attachment to sense gratification, he could not do it. He could not free himself. He was just bound up in those, like in that mesh, like in a net, cannot free himself. But it is said here in Srimad Bhagavatam, because of a moment association with devotees. But when he associated with Vishnu Dutas in the vision, when Yamdutas came to take him, he associated with that Vishnu Dutas. Ajamil detached himself from material conception of life with determination. Then he could detach himself. Although he didn't get love of Godhead, he got the determination to do the right thing. He rejected prostitution, rejected material sense gratification without even a single thought. He could go to Haridwar and chant the name of Narayana. Such determination, because he became freed by that. Now we are coming to the point of how to develop determination, how to become determined. And this is an example of, although he had no determination, he got such a determination, even the thought of, see, if somebody lives with a prostitute for so many decades and has such strong attachment and performing such sinful activities, how many strings will be attached, how much mind will be contemplating on those things. But he just gave up everything as if nothing. That happened because he became purified by moment association of Vishnu Dutas. And because of that, his previous pap were eradicated. His sinful reactions were eradicated. That's why sometimes it is seen, not sometime, it is always seen, as one gets initiated by a spiritual master, he becomes very determined in his devotional service and he becomes very fixed up, he becomes very sincere. How does that happen? Well, here is the answer, similar to this verse. For him, Vishnu Duta's association freed him from all sinful reactions, which brings so many inclinations to enjoy this world. And for a sadhaka like us, when we get initiated, Guru takes all sinful reaction. So Jananam Punya Karmanam, that either we can attain that state by performing bhakti birth after birth, or simply by accepting the lotus feet of spiritual master. That's intelligence, because what about birth after birth? In this lifetime, some of us were very sinful before we came to Krishna consciousness. What to speak about previous birth? So that verse does not really apply to us. Jananam Punya Karmanam. Still, by the mercy of spiritual master, one can become Mukte Dvanda Moha Nirmukta, free from duality and illusion. And one can start worshipping Bhajante Mam Dridhabrata, because the criteria to be able to worship Krishna is free from sinful reactions that binds us. Those sinful reaction binded Ajamil, he could not do the right thing. Those sinful reaction binded everybody, whether it is um, Hiranyakashipu or others. Although they were so-called determination, their determination offers no good use. It simply incriminated him, and what is the use? They have to face the death, all of them. Indra was humbled. Anybody who used their determination, what is the use? So materially also, we can control our mind and senses, but because of sinful activities, we have tendencies to enjoy this material world, and that determination is also of no good use. That becomes passionate. So we have to become free, just like Dhruv Maharaj became determined in his Krishna consciousness by purification, and that came through chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And Ajamil became determined by association and by chanting Narayana. We become determined by accepting the lotus feet of spiritual master and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This name itself free us from sinful reactions and inclinations and attachments. So the process itself will bring determination, because it will bring purification. Now, okay, let me show you this video first. It's a short video by,
Prabhuji, before that, I have a question, Prabhuji.
okay,
Prabhuji, so Ajamil, while he was on his deathbed, he saw Yamadutas, right?
yes,
So that must have created fear in him, and then because
yes.
of like, so does that thing played any role in his determination? Because he had both experiences, like in front of his eyes, he saw okay what the single name of Lord can do, and what actually his sinful reactions led him towards. So
After seeing Yamdutas, Vishnu Dutas came, and by hearing the glories of Vishnu Dutas, by that association, as this verse says, because of a moment association with devotees, the Vishnu Dutas, Ajam will detach himself from material conception of life with determination. So that association helped him. Although young Dutas, he became extremely fearful, but after that Vishnu Duta darshan and association purified him.
So Prabhuji, that like whatever fearful experience he had, he that didn't played any role in making him determined to pursue his path toward devotional service.
Well, he had fear, but fear was taken away because immediately shelter came. Then fear fled away.
Okay.
Make sense? The child
Yes,
may be,
Prabhuji, I'm trying to relate this in the like in general life. Like, see, sometimes people take shelter out of like just we know like how kind like four kinds of people take shelter. So out of that one is like out of distress also. So sometimes people take shelter of Lord just because they are fearful of any situation, and they came and because they had that fearful experience, and then because of association, so that fear also played some role to make them come to take shelter of Lord. So that is why like that is what my question is like,
okay.
whether that
Thank you.
fear played any role or no.
Well, not the fear here. Here, the name of Narayan invoked the presence of Vishnu Dutas. In this particular situation. In another situation, out of fear, one can approach Vishnu. But the idea is what detaches us, what Krishna wants us with the weapon of detachment, and what brings us determination is somewhere or other we need association of devotees, of the holy name, of the scriptures, of the process, whatever it takes to bring us to that point, that Krishna consciousness will purify us. That makes sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
है ना? For someone, the distress may bring to Krishna, fear may bring, for some wealth may bring, for him And name Narayan brought him to Krishna. Whatever it takes to come, the moment one comes in contact with Krishna consciousness, then he can become determined. All right?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Understood. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. So here is a very, very short, I think just 4 or 5 minutes, by a devotee called Radhesham Prabhu. He um, he leads Pune congregation. Very advanced devotee.
Determination means you have to be determined to choose Krishna and say no to Maya. Yeah? So we had one teacher who taught us, Atul Krishna Prabhu, those days. He said in Bhagavad Gita there is an example of a tortoise given. You know that? See, the tortoise, whenever the tortoise has no danger, it will bring the hands, legs and head outside. When there is a danger, it will withdraw hands and legs and head, everything inside, and show the back, and back is very hard. Even if you hit with a stick, nothing happens to tortoise. So in Mahalakshmi temple in Kolhapur, in Maharashtra, if you come, so there is a Mahalakshmi temple, and the entrance of the temple you will find a tortoise, not real tortoise, stone tortoise. So the tortoise is putting all the hands, legs and head out. Why? The indication, the understanding is what? The tortoise shows that, teaches us the lesson that when you come to temple, your eyes can be open, ears can be wide open, you can hear the kirtans, you can take darshan of the deities, you can raise the hands and dance like that, and jump also with your legs. You give your whole heart, you give it to God, give it to Krishna when you come. But when you're walking on the road, one has to be careful, not allow the senses to go astray here and there. One should not see things which need not be seen. Like there are so many dirty posters, you need not see it. You can just mind your own business. Correct? So we have to withdraw. So by withdrawing our senses, Krishna says that Kurvangani Vasarvasha. So for that we need determination. Correct? No? If I don't have determination, I may tend to want to watch things which are not good for me. Correct? No? Like the boys, college boys nowadays, they watch so many bad sites in the internet. After watching that, what is the next thing? As I told you, the principal, the barbaric animal came out of him. Similarly, you all know the GIGO principle. GIGO means good in, good out. Garbage in. Now a boy is watching dirty thing in the mobile, for example. So what is going in? Garbage in. Then what will come later on? Garbage out has to come. It will eventually come. Whatever. You see, our jnanendriyas and the karmendriyas are connected. How you will see? For example, the jnanendriyas are like Shrotram, Chakshus, Sparshanam, Rasanam, Granam, Evacha, Adhishtaya, Manaschayam, Vishayanupasevate. This is like the mind. Shrotram, Chakshus, Sparshanam, which means eyes, nose, ears, tongue, skin. They are all grouped about the mind. So eyes see things, they catch and put inside. Nose smells something, puts inside. Ears hear something, they put inside. Everything is put. And they are all given to the mind. Now the mind is like the wife of the intelligence. See, the intelligence, mind and senses are like a husband, wife and children. Easily you can remember this. In a home, if a husband is spiritually advanced, then wife will wear sari and go with the husband to the temple. Children will also wear tilak, kantimala, dance in the temple. Very nice family. But if a husband is not a devotee, he's a weak fellow. He is mostly, playing games, or he is going for movies. He has his friends' parties. He is not a devotee. He is a weak fellow. Then the wife will take a better off. What the wife will dominate. Wife will tell the husband, take me. Now Diwali has come. You got Diwali bonus. Come, let's go to a clothes shop. And the husband goes, Abhi pagna padega, kya kare? He's going. And the wife is telling, ask them to, show different saris. And the dukandar is showing a dozen saris. Husband is asking, which one you like? She says, I like all of them. Take everything. The husband is saying, I only have 20,000. She says, no problem, credit card is there always. Why? So that husband becomes a hen-pecked husband. Correct, no? He is surrendered to wife. And now in some families, children are very naughty. Children are waving hands and legs and saying, Mama, and I want cocoa chocolate. And the mother will say, children are crying. She'll tell the husband, hey, get the money. The husband gives money to wife and wife gives to children. Similarly, our senses are so naughty, they scream, I want this, I want that. The senses do that. Then they cry to the mind, and mind, puts the intelligence, and intelligence surrenders. Therefore, all of you students, this is a very important point for you. Strengthen your intelligence by study of Shastras. Because if you strengthen your intelligence, husband is strong, then wife will be submissive, and children will be submissive to both mother and father. Therefore, it is said, chaste wife, please repeat, grateful children, protective husband. That is a real family. We need this. So the intelligence should protect the mind and senses from falling prey to Maya. And mind should be chaste to the intelligence, which means intelligence should follow Guru and mind should follow the intelligence. Is that clear? And the children's senses should simply listen to the intelligence and mind. Then you are a grand success in your life. Then you can say no to Maya and yes to Krishna. Very easy. So, in this way, this is the first thing I have told you about determination. If you study Shastras, you get discrimination. And also the determination is developed by chanting Hare Krishna. When you chant Hare Krishna nicely, very attentively, you are actually feeding your determination. Willpower is increased. When you all first started chanting Hare Krishna, how many of you felt even one round is difficult? How many of you felt? Correct, no? Now, how many of these devotees now you come to 16 rounds now? Yeah, correct. That means your willpower is increased. Otherwise, how you are able to do? That time even one round was difficult. Now, how many rounds you chant? You can imagine 2 hours. Even 10 minutes was difficult for you. Now you are chanting 2 hours. And every day you are chanting. So therefore, you may not know secretly how your willpower has got built up. Once upon a time, God told the man, this is a story I heard, that God told him, take this big stone boulder. And God said, you have to roll it up a hill. It was a steep hill. And you have to place the stone at the top of the hill, on a flat. So now God said, in a week I'll come back. So this man tried to, push it. He couldn't even push it 1 inch also. And then after 1 week when God came, the man hung his head down and said, oh God, I could not do 1 inch also, I couldn't move it. What to speak of moving it up the hill? God said, never mind, look at yourself in the mirror, he said. Man looked in the mirror. God said, what difference you find? Man said, oh, my biceps are developed. How many of you felt in the early days like that? I want to go to movie, but I'm not allowed to go, I'm a devotee. But later on, how many of you felt, oh, I don't feel like going now, I've lost my interest? See, they're a good number. That is the beauty of chanting Hare Krishna. So with chanting Hare Krishna, you lost the taste for watching, even if there is an opportunity now. In fact, now you are even more careful. Even if opportunity comes, you don't want to watch, because you know that it is not good for us. Useless. So, in this way, determination can be developed by chanting Hare Krishna very sincerely. So, 2 things only we have to do: chant Hare Krishna and study Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? These 2 things actually builds your discrimination determination.
Okay. Any reflections, questions, comments?
Great speech,
Amazing.
Prabhuji. Very interesting.
In short, you really have to focus to grasp all the point he says.
Yeah.
A lot. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the example that Prabhuji gave, intelligence, mind, and senses, is amazing. So it's like husband, wife, and children. It's very easy to remember and memorize that and use that whenever. So it's like I feel very enlightened by his talk. Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Prabhuji, just like Prabhuji said, like chanting. So that was like really true. When I started chanting, in 1 round only, my throat started paining because it was not easy. I felt like, oh, it's very hard. But now it's really like, yeah, we can do with that determination and with mercy of Guru and Krishna.
Yeah, I remember I was in college and one of senior Mataji would chant 16 rounds. I would chant 2 rounds, 4 rounds, and I was surprised How can you be in college at 16 rounds? How can you sit in one place for 2 hours and focus? This is impossible for me. But eventually that determination comes. Naturally it will come just by the path of Krishna consciousness. Okay, anyone else?
Yes, Prabhuji. So association also plays important role. Like, if you constantly, being Krishna consciousness, associate with devotees, then it's little easy, right, Prabhu? It like
Yeah.
to go
Yes.
up. Or else again,
Yeah.
like it's really hard.
Yeah. Thank you, Govind Siya Prabhu. I also remember in college, these devotees will tell me, come to the temple, I will not go. And then they would bring prasadam for me after, on the way back to temple, and I would feel very bad. I rejected them. I didn't even go to temple. They requested me so many times, but still bringing prasad for me. And many times, for some reasons, I would, but these devotees constantly pulled me, and finally, I had no choice. So association of devotees is very merciful. They keep on pushing us. They keep on pushing. That's their nature. They know it's good for us, but we may not realize. I was thinking why they are taking me away from my education, from my studies and other things, but it was their ultimate mercy. So association. If I didn't have a devotee association, I don't really know if I would have taken further steps. Thank you, Govind Sir. Any other reflection?
Intelligence come through study of Shastras.
Ah.
So by reading Bhagavad Gita and chanting, then we can be determined.
So, Nino Mataji Mataji is doing this study of Shastra. I request everyone to take advantage of it. In association, when we study by ourselves, we get some understanding. But when we hear others on the same verse and same topic, we get so many different thoughts, and we think, I didn't think like that, because every Paramatma inspires everyone in different ways, and you will see our overall realization in group always helps. Group reading always helps. So thank you for taking that step, and that sharpens our intelligence. Okay, anyone else? Okay, so if you like his speech, you can listen more from him. His name is Radhesham Prabhu. He is um, like words cannot describe his glories. He was actually planned to come in Farmington Hills in March. Because of this virus situation, he could not. Then we postponed his ticket to October. I think we have to cancel it again, but maybe next year. So, yeah, I mean, I can speak a lot about Radhesham Prabhu, but you can read about him. He has a temple in Pune, and he has inspired over 500-600 devotees to join full time, and practically most of the temples in India he supply full time devotees. So he not only extensively preaching, especially he's a youth preacher, extensively preaching. The Pune congregation is like over 2,000 devotees. He's a temple president there, so huge. Like his he's originally from Tamil Nadu, and very very he was he I think he did his MBA, and then he joined full time, um, brought into movement by Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj, and then very extensively he became. If you become serious, yeah, if you become serious, you can do lot of service to Srila Prabhupada and to lot of people. Okay, something from Srila Prabhupada.
I have heard this lecture, Prabhuji, the whole lecture by Radhesham Prabhu. This is like the
Oh,
whole lecture
great.
is very, yeah.
He
Very,
recently gave that lecture, right?
yes.
Uh,
No, Prabhuji, like, yeah, recently means like not very old, but yes.
2000. Okay, okay. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Okay.
Prabhuji, he has done MTech from IIT Bombay.
MTech from IT Bombay. Yeah,
Yes.
highly qualified person.
Mm-hmm.
But Srila Prabhupada said when intelligent people take up Krishna consciousness, they can do lot of service. They can use all their intelligence skills in spreading Krishna conscious movement. And all you need to do, just see those devotees who are very sincere in their spiritual life are the one who are making difference in the society today. Those devotees who are lukewarm, they are helping just themselves. But those devotees who are determined, who remain pure amidst temptations, who who are rigid in their practice, who are always pushing themselves for more and more Krishna, they are the shining stars. Because Krishna empowers only those devotees. Because serving Krishna is a privilege. Not everyone gets a chance to serve Krishna. There may be thousands and thousands of people, very few may be actively serving like Radhisham Prabhu. So it all depends upon, we need we need Krishna's mercy. We need Krishna to develop faith in us. That we have to do by being very sincere in ourselves, and then you will be able to make a difference in society. The goal is not to make a difference, of course. That's a service spiritual master. That is the opening of all good fortune. But you become deeply Krishna conscious yourself. You get more and more revelations, realizations, and you make your path on back to Godhead. That is a real advantage. So be sincere, be determined. Krishna is watching us every minute, every second, every moment what we are doing. So if you just remain sincere, see what happens. At this point of time, nothing may be visible, because before Krishna gives us more and more service, there is a wait time, and day after day, Krishna watches our sincerity for many years. And then suddenly Krishna will keep giving us so much services, and we won't be able to take it even that. So there is always a lull zone where we will see that before the end of the five factors. Hopefully time will permit us. So be sincere and see, you will be able to upturn the heavy stones if you just remain sincere. By Krishna's mercy, anything is possible. See what he has done and what all these great devotees have done. See how much positivity they have brought to the world. We want to serve like that. But if we become weak, we will never be given a chance. It's a privilege. Serving Krishna is a privilege. Okay, someone can read this.
Devotees who learn and study fastly, apply these basics without fail, will rise to the highest level of perfection in the devotional service, or as Srila Prabhupada puts it, success is sure for the rigid practitioner.
Rigid means determined. Success is sure for rigid practitioner. If you just remain steadfast, steadfast means determined. Uh, who are steadfast in applying these basics of reading scripture, associating with devotees, chanting names of Krishna, who are just rigid in these practices, success is sure for you. Is sure for you. One devotee said, "See, we are chanting. Why not remain very sincere and very soon make the process very enlivening and nourishing and deep? If we remain weak, then we may be following the process, but the process remains struggle for a long time, because our anarthas keep tormenting us. Why not for some time become very strict with ourselves, quickly overcome all the anarthas, and then go deep and render service? Time is limited. The sooner we advance and become purified, the more service we do. But if we attain that state at the age of 70, 80, then we may not have much time to do. So rather be very sincere today, in young age attain certain purity, and then help the society. Question by Arjuna on determination. Okay.
Arjuna said, O descendant of Varshini, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force?
This is Arjuna is asking, why do we lack determination? I know what is the right thing to do, but I am unable to do it. I don't have determination to do it. That force is so hard on me and I am helpless. What is that force, and why do I lack determination? And those who are in Bhagavad Gita discussion, we discussed lust only, Arjuna. But then how to overcome it? And there Krishna says deliberate intelligence. With your deliberate intelligence and spiritual strength, you can overcome this insatiable enemy called lust. With deliberate intelligence. So we now see, we need determination. Determination will bring us purification very quickly. If we are determined in our Krishna consciousness, we'll very soon become purified. But we need determination to start the process of purification. So determination is the root, and determination leads to complete success. But determination is needed right in the beginning also. Where do that determination comes from? Then Krishna says here, deliberate intelligence. Study scriptures and use your intelligence to think, well, I am so determinedly working for so many different goals. What is the end result? What do I get from it? Am I really happy with my current situation or what I have, or it's causing me so much misery? What is really, who really I am, and what is really the goal? So one should use his intelligence and question, and through association, as in case of Ajamil, slowly with your intelligence develop initial determination. Start chanting Hare Krishna sincerely, reading scriptures, association of devotees, wherever you get. There are many opportunities, like I think devotees are reading Krishna book, they have Mataji's Bhagavad Gita discussion, they have early morning group japa. There are so many opportunities, and you can hear devotees like Radhisham Prabhu and many other devotees, many other spiritual master. There is so many opportunities you have. Krishna consciousness is kind of at your doorstep if you are just willing to open the door and let it in. Then you are done. Everything is there. Everything is there. We just have to open our heart and allow Krishna consciousness to enter. And just by doing that, see what happens in your life. Okay, now the second part of presentation. What I will do is I will go quick in this. I will read because there are some decent number of verses remaining. As usual, we always fall short of time. So I want to finish. I will try to finish on time. How determined am I in sadhana? Now it's the time to gauge your determination. Check yourself. There will be many principles spoken. Check if there's a tick mark on this principle or there's a cross. If there is tick mark in all the principles spoken, then you are very determined. But if there is a cross, then try to focus on those, and that will lead to an increased determination in your sadhana. This is again taken from Vaisheshika Prabhu book, Our Family Business is to spread Krishna consciousness. And in order to spread Krishna consciousness, we need strong sadhana. If we don't have strong sadhana, we cannot spread Krishna consciousness. So here are the factors to gauge if my sadhana is strong. If you are following these 5 principles, then you will be able to spread Krishna consciousness tomorrow. Those who are eager, they will be able to do it tomorrow. So just see if our sadhana is strong. These are the factors. How determined is my sadhana can be gauged by 5 factors. Strong sadhana has 5 basic characteristics. It is performed with proper attitude. It is regular. It is attentive. It is goal oriented. It is best carried out according to one's capacity. Again, I'm reading. Every point has at least 1 or 2 slides. So just the name, and then we discuss in detail. Some of them have 4 or 5 slides also, just to bring the principle out. It is performed with proper attitude. We will see if my attitude is proper. We will see clearly what this proper attitude means in next 4 or 5 slides. Is it regular? Do I miss, or it's constant every day? Is it attentive? Is it attentive, or is it just doing my household affairs and then doing my sadhana? Is it goal oriented? And we will see the importance of having spiritual goals, and it is best carried out according to one's capacity. In whatever state you are, apply the above 4 principles and then keep on increasing your state till you reach 16 rounds and more. Okay, now proper attitude. Srila Prabhupada, advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. What is the ideal attitude for a practitioner eager to advance in devotional service? Srila Prabhupada uses three adjectives to define it: being strict, being serious, and being sincere. That is a proper attitude. So based on our attitude, our advancement depends. But is my attitude in Krishna consciousness right? That depends upon if I'm following these three principles nicely. Am I strict? Am I serious? Am I sincere? Now, what does it mean when we say, am I strict? Being strict means being strict with our sadhana. Sadhana involves chanting minimum 16 rounds, following four regulatory principles. So being strict with chanting and regulatory principles, remaining strict amidst temptations and distractions. Modes will change, Maya will attack, temptations will come, distractions will come. Do I give in to her energy, or do I remain strict? That defines if my sadhana is strict. Am I strict with my regulatory principles? Am I strict with my chanting, getting up early, rigidly, every day finishing 16 rounds? Am I strict? Am I strict following the four regulatory principles? Four regulatory principles goes in a mental level also, not just physical level, uh, desire level also. So am I strict there? And that defines is my sadhana strict. Very good example is Raghunath Das Goswami. It is mentioned that his regulatory principles were like lines on a stone, so strict. Regulatory principles may keep on increasing. For example, I may be chanting 16 rounds. Now this is my regulatory principle. Tomorrow I may chant 20 rounds. That becomes my regulatory principle. Day after tomorrow, I may chant 24 rounds. That becomes my regulatory principle. So regulatory principle is never static. Regulatory principle keeps on increasing. Raghunath Das Goswami regulatory principle went to a very high extent. In the last stages, he was drinking little buttermilk throughout the day. He would sleep 1.5 hours. He would chant 128 rounds. He would offer 1000 obeisances to Vaishnavas every day. This was his regulatory principle. Yes, beginning of regulatory principle is no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex. That's gross. Then subtle, cut off the subtle. And then now the regulatory principle of chanting 16 rounds. What can I add? There are many spiritual masters. They have in the regulatory principles every day offer a good number of prayers, a deep prayers, lalasmai prayers to the Lord. That's their regulatory principle. For Raghunath Das Goswami, I would minimum pay 1000 obeisances. I would chant 128 rounds. I would sleep 1.5 hours. I would drink little bit of buttermilk. That's for him. For Sanatan Goswami, regulatory principle was every day I will do Govardhan Parikrama, this and this and this and this and this. So regulatory principles keeps on changing. As you advance, increase the strength of your regulatory principles and then be strict with that. Or in other sense, wherever you are today, be strict with that. At least don't lax on them, and that is called being strict with our sadhana. Then second, this is attitude. If you are strict, then one aspect of attitude is perfect. Attitude as a follower of Krishna consciousness is perfect. Another aspect of attitude is being serious about spiritual life. Being serious means always say yes to Krishna. Always say yes to Krishna. Now I am living in a temple environment, so I see a lot. It may not be existing there, but in future we will have all those environments there also. So some service comes, yes to Krishna, and anything Krishna wants me to do, yes to it. Anything Krishna arranges, any purification, any difficult time, take a humble position and follow. Don't listen to mind, senses, ego. Take a humble position and accept Krishna's will, saying yes to Krishna. Then I am serious. Then my goal is to please Krishna. I will do everything is Krishna's arrangement. I will do if it pleases Krishna. Prioritizing Krishna over other things. There can be so many things that may be important to us. And if I am giving importance to those things and sacrificing my Krishna consciousness, then I am not very serious about my spiritual life. Then I am lacking this attitude of seriousness. One example is Sakatasura. Sakatasura was a demon where Mother Yashoda put Krishna under a cart, like on the first level. This cart has one level, other level. It's a cart, like a trolley, like a trolley. Level one, level two. Level one, Mother Yashoda put Krishna, and then level two, there were so many spices and so many other things. But because one of, I mean, many explanation, Bhaktivinoda Thakur give one explanation, because Mother Yashoda put Krishna under the material things. That's why Krishna kicked the cart and broke the cart. Because Krishna should be given the priority. So is Krishna priority for me, or other things are taking priority over my Krishna consciousness? Milk boiling. Mother Yashoda, Krishna was drinking the milk from the body of Mother Yashoda. At that time, milk started boiling inside the kitchen. Mother Yashoda took Krishna off, put him on the ground, and ran to turn off the gas. And because she gave priority to that over Krishna's pleasure, Krishna was happily drinking milk. But she took him off. Krishna became angry. Krishna did like this, and he became angry. He broke the butter pot, and then he did so much nuisance because he wanted to show to Mother Yashoda, why are you giving something else priority over me? Yes, milk boiling is important. You have to turn it. Will There are many things, there are many stories and attached, not going in detail, but why preference is not giving to pleasing me? So when we prioritize Krishna over other things, then we are serious. Being attentive to details. Whatever service you have, you're doing for Krishna, do it the best you can. Is my attitude, let me get this done, let me get this done somehow, there are so many things, what do I do, somehow I will get it done? Or I'm very eager, or am I very eager that I want, this is my service, I want to do it very best for Krishna? Like some devotees, they are asked to cook for Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha. Some cook little puri, little sabji, little halwa, and done, minimum is done. And some of them make pakoras and parathas and gulab jamuns, and they do whatever they could, and they want to do the best to Radha Gopi Chana Vallabha. So it defines the detail, how detail oriented they are. Some of them have backup seva to clean the paraphernalia of the Lord. Some rinse it with water and then dry it off, and then 15 minutes done. And some of them know this is Krishna's paraphernalia. There are some black spots. How will I like if I am offered food in plate, silver plate which has some black spots? Let me clean it very nicely. Or in this Radha Govinda are bathed. These are bathing bowls. So are there black spots there? So some are very attentive to details, some are not. So when we are very serious, then our priority is how to best please Krishna. We are always Krishna conscious, and we are always thinking in this activity, how can I please Krishna? And the moment they see I did something that I didn't really please Krishna, they lament heavily. That's a sign of seriousness. So being serious about spiritual life, remaining committed even amidst calamity. So many ups and downs in life will come. Am I committed to my Krishna consciousness, or do I lax there? And I don't stop eating, I don't um, uh, stop sleeping, I don't stop so many other daily activities, but the only thing I stop is I stop chanting. That day I ate well, I slept well, I did everything, but I didn't finish my rounds because I was too tired. So there are ups and downs, but what is our priority? Is my Krishna conscious my priority, or is my Krishna conscious the last thing in a day? Somehow I get it done if I get time, if I'm okay, and it was little difficult, so I can't do it. Then that means we lack seriousness. So these are symptoms. They all come under attitude. Is my attitude, if we have this attitude, we advance very quickly. If we lack this seriousness, and if we lack the strictness, so difference between strict and serious. Strict is you have your regulated principles which keep on increasing, and they are like lines on the rock. They cannot fade away. I have to do this. This is my commitment to Krishna now. This is my new commitment to Krishna. I have to do it. This is being strict. And temptations comes. I have to remain strict with myself. I have to deviate myself to Krishna conscious engagement. This is being strict. And being serious is your overall outlook to Krishna, always favorable to Krishna, always giving priority to Krishna, always very detail oriented, how to best please and serve Krishna, even in calamity, so many other things, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Then, like sometimes we say, this devotee is serious, this devotee is lukewarm. So this devotee is serious means he always says yes to Krishna. He is ready to do anything for Krishna. There are some devotees, the moment they get 1 hour, they come, very few, they come and they start mopping, they start cleaning, they always keep on doing something. They always are eager to do more and more service. At the same time, there are some other devotees, I'm chanting my 16 rounds and temple once in a while I come if I feel like. There is the visiting speaker, yeah, visiting speaker, I should go and listen. And there all these other speakers, yeah, I know them very well, I don't really need to go. I have YouTube, I will watch little lecture here and there, and I'm happy. But I have to become a really nice doctor. I want to become best. I have so many studies, I have so many things to do. I really want to become very successful. I really want to leave a mark. And it's important for me. When spiritual master comes, they cry and they show as if they are the purest devotees in the world, and then something else happens. So some are serious, some are lukewarm. Serious people are not serious. Seriousness is shown by our activity. Always yes to Krishna, always yes to Krishna. Okay, then being sincere with our purpose. This is the last one. Is strict, one is serious, one is sincere. Being sincere means no ulterior motives. Why am I practicing Krishna consciousness? What is my goal? One example is Ramdas Viswas, very beautiful, very very dedicated servant of Lord Ram. um, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami was going to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and on the way he saw this great devotee of Lord Ram, and Raghunath Bhatt Goswami said, "I am going to meet Lord Chaitanya." Ramdas Viswas, "Oh, can I come with you?" Raghunath Bhatt, "Yes, you can come, surely." Ramdas Viswas, "I will come only if you allow me to carry your luggage." Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, "No, I cannot take this menial service from a devotee like you. You are always glorifying Lord Ram, you are always doing kirtan of Lord Ram, you are always speaking about the katha of Lord Ram, you are always chanting the names of Lord Ram. I cannot take this service from you. Then I will not come." Ramdas Viswas, "I will come only if you let me serve you, carry your luggage, and do menial service. Then only I will come." Raghunath Bhatt Goswami in all humility accepted because he wanted Ramdas Viswas to meet Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then what happened? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw both of them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hugged Raghunath Das Goswami and he didn't even look at Ramdas Viswas. And Ramdas Viswas was humbled. And Raghunath Bhatt Goswami later on asked Lord Chaitanya, "Why is it he's such a nice devotee? Why is it you didn't pay any attention to him?" And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Because he want to become Lord Ram by performing service. He want to enter into the body of Lord Ram. He want to enjoy the position of Lord Ram." And that's why. So although he was very serious and very strict, he was lacking sincerity, sincerity of purpose. Why am I doing what am I doing? What is my motive? Is my motive to advance myself, or is my motive to receive some honor from others? Is what is my motive behind everything am I doing? Why am I doing? Is it to please Guru and Krishna, or is it because I get some power, some control, and other things? Today I read a lecture by my spiritual master, a quote by my spiritual master, and he said, "One cannot have deep relationships if one try to control others." What is my motive? What is my motive? So that defines the seriousness of purpose. Another thing is accepting Krishna's instruction without envy. Means whatever Krishna says, Satatam Kirti Yantamam, always chant my glories, associate with devotees, read scriptures. Whatever Krishna says, yes to it. Sarva Dharma Parityaja, abandon all variety of religion. Ma Mekam Sharanam Raja, just surrender unto me. And if we think, no, 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 I can't do that, then we lack sincerity of our purpose because we are envious of Krishna's instruction. Envious of Krishna's instruction means we don't like certain instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Being simple means whatever Krishna says, whatever Bhagavad Gita says, I accept and I will follow. That is being sincere. So if you are strict with your sadhana, if you are sincere in your details throughout your life, your priority, your importance, and if your motive is to go back to God and is to please Guru and Krishna, then you are following Krishna consciousness with the right attitude, and your progress will depend upon your attitude in your Krishna consciousness. Okay, anyone has any question at this point of time?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a
Bhagavad
question.
Gita. Yes.
Prabhuji, when like people are fasting, so many of them I have seen like they tempt for like different kind of food even when they are fasting. So is that the lack of determination or strictness or spirituality?
Well, thank you. Well, if temptation may be there, if you can tolerate, then your determination increases.
Okay.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that. He says if you fast, it will increase your determination. Your determination will reduce. Like, for example, you set an alarm for 3 a.m. and 3:15, 3:30, 3:45, and then you never get up, then you will not have any determination to get up with alarm. You will lose your determination. Rather, you set up alarm at 4 o'clock and get up when you set the alarm for. So whatever determination means, whatever you do, you don't deviate, then your determination will increase. But if you say I will chant 12 rounds and then you chant 10 and then you become weak, and then 8, then you don't have any confidence or determination that I can actually do it. That's why fifth principle is follow according to your capacity and keep increasing that gradually. And whatever you do, whatever commitment you take, you do it. That will keep your determination high. Is that all right?
So that does not mean that you're lacking spirituality or sincerity for Krishna or anything.
It's just the senses are pulling, and that's natural. But I mean, fasting and other things, it's okay. If you're fasting nirjal, and if you are tempted to fruits, if you eat fruits, nothing will go wrong because it's still within the zone of Krishna consciousness. But at least on Ekadashi, don't take grains. At least have that much control. And if we are tempted to things which break regulatory principle grossly or subtly, then it will have a consequence.
Hmm.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Bhagwan. Okay, vigilance. Another important trait that leads to strong sadhana is vigilance. To be vigilant means to keep careful watch for possible danger. Somebody said, eternal vigilance is a prize of liberty. If you are vigilant day after day, month after month, year after year in your practices and in avoiding the material temptations, if you are vigilant, then that's the price you pay for liberty. This he quotes in his book. Vaisheshika Prabhu quotes in his book. Narada Muni explains to Gop Kumar. Eventually, we'll have some clips from Vaisheshika Prabhu so you can develop deeper relationship with him also. He's a spiritual master also. Very, very advanced devotee. Narad Muni explains to Gop Kumar in Brihad Bhagavatamrita 2.5-22 that utter humility is the essential prerequisite for attaining pure love for Krishna. Healthy fear of Maya is one of the qualities of such humility. So what is needed to go back to God or to please Guru and Krishna is humility. By humility, we check the force of false ego by Trinada Pisunichena. So humility is the eternal principle, and one of the quality of such humility is fear of Maya. It's called healthy fear. One should have fear from material energy. If the fear that I may not be able to keep up my vows of chanting, I may not be able to, I may become dissuaded today. Okay, tomorrow there is no guarantee for me. I may be able to dissuade it because it is true. It is true. Maya is very strong. By our own strength, it is actually very difficult. But by maintaining a humble attitude, by pleasing Vaishnavas, by the fort or the palace or the fort we built, which is built with the blessings of Vaishnavas, we can protect ourselves from the uh, um, tornadoes of material energy by the fort built with blessings of Vaishnavas. But then when we make mistakes in our spiritual life, Maya becomes ruthless in our life. And we are tiny, insignificant spirit souls. So although we have determination, rest assured, humility, and following the etiquettes, Vaishnav etiquettes very perfectly, we will our determination will be insignificant. That's why it is very important that, and when we think I am susceptible to fall down, I am susceptible to Maya's attack. If she attacks in little force, it takes a minute for me to fall down. When one is thinking like that, that's a sign of humility. And when that is there, then one is very vigilant in one's spiritual life, no mistakes. So one should be vigilant, that one should be very careful. To the extent Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness is like walking on a razor's edge. I mean, imagine razor's edge, walking on razor's edge, little mistake, and so one should have that fear always. That is called vigilance. One is very careful. मतलब every step एक हर कदम फूक फूक के रखना है, means you are very careful that I need to advance. I don't want to go back. I don't want to tread back my path. I want to advance. I don't want to act on ego. I don't want to act on anarthas. I want to act with humility in all situations. I want to become servant. I want to purify my consciousness. I don't want to find fault in any devotees. The only place Chaitanya Charitamrita explains that we can find fault is for preaching. That's all. Like Sukadev Goswami says, these people, Hiranyakashipu, he did this, he did this, he did this, but we don't even find for Hiranyakashipu. But then why we are telling bad about Hiranyakashipu and everybody else is to show what to do, what not to do. Because we learn from examples. We are hearing from Indra, and we criticize Indra. Like Indra tried to kill Krishna. Indra did this. He was overcome by pride. He was this. Indra is a great devotee. But even though a great devotee, scriptures are criticizing Indra, not because on a personal level we should pay respect that everyone is very nice devotee, but just to show that this is needed to be done, this is should not be done, this should be done. Otherwise, how do we understand? That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is group of stories which are positive and which are negative. Stories of Hiranyakashipu, Indra, the mistakes one can do in spiritual life, and stories of Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruv Maharaj, the things to do and things not to do. From these all, we get an overall perspective, what to do, what not to do, how to act in every situation. That's why it is utmost important to read Srimad Bhagavatam. As long as you finish Bhagavad Gita, do not waste a single day. Start with Srimad Bhagavatam. And we will come to that when we come to the goal. Okay, another line on vigilance. Maya is expert. She's so expert that she makes a proposition just suited to each victim. She's so expert. Um, Working in subtle ways to exploit the person's weakest point. Maya knows what is our weak point. We all know our weak points. Everyone in the room, we know where we become weak. Maya knows in and out. Maya knows the instruction we have received from spiritual master. Maya knows everything. So she is so expert that she makes a proposition just suited to each victim. She knows what should I do in order to make this person fall down. She knows exactly. It is Krishna who actually tells Maya, stay away. But Maya wants to make us strong, so she comes only to an extent that we can tolerate. That will just make us further strong. But when we are not careful, when we are not vigilant, then she attacks exactly at our weakest point, and we are like, you know, there is a tornado and we are standing without a fort. The tornado will take us. She is so powerful. Let's be vigilant. We have to be vigilant. In this way, caution is a creed of the strict, serious, and sincere practitioner of devotional service. Caution or vigilance. Such an advanced devotee remains modest, thinking, I am not liberated, nor am I entitled to honor. This is all Vaisheshika Prabhu's direct paragraph I have taken from his book. I am not liberated. We all know we are not liberated. Then why should I be entitled to some honor? So one should remain modest all the time. Well, some success comes. I don't know who I am. What is my relationship with Krishna? I am not seeing pastimes of Krishna in my consciousness. I don't even I don't even have taste in the holy name. Um, um, Nam Rup Guna Leela, nothing is manifested yet. I'm still a struggling devotee. Then one one should always bring him whatever it takes, bring him himself or herself to the point of modesty or humility. Pride breeds the enjoying spirit, which in turn brings laxity. So when we become proud of a situation, then we try to become enjoyer. We try to enjoy, and then when we try to enjoy, then we become lax or we become loose in our attitude. Okay, so this was the first, which is this was little long. Rest of them are relatively much shorter. First is attitude. We have to be strict with our chanting, with our regulatory principles, whatever we have set it up for ourselves. We need to be sincere. Be very, be very, be very careful. Um, um, Attention to details. Trying to serve Krishna the best. Always say yes to Krishna and no to anything other than Krishna. That is sincerity. And then um, um, that is seriousness. And then sincerity of purpose, no ulterior motive. And then we have to be vigilant and be very careful. So this is a right attitude. Everything that we have discussed is the attitude of a follower. Now, second thing is it is regular. Regular practice over time fosters purity, and reliable practice over time evokes faith, both of which are pleasing to Krishna. So we have to be very regular. If you regularly chant the holy name, associate with devotees, you will become pure. And a reliable practice over time evokes faith. If you are reliable, then Krishna will develop faith in you. Devotees and Guru will develop faith in you. The Sanskrit word, let me complete these two paragraphs and then I will say something more on this. The Sanskrit word vrata, vo, is related to the reliability of serious devotees. At the time of initiation, therefore, a devotee make promise to or takes vows before the spiritual master and Krishna. Persons who always fulfill their promises, who always do what they say they will do, are deemed reliable. One who remains reliable over time invokes faith and confidence in others. So if you say I will do something and if you do it always, then you are considered reliable. And if we lack that, then it's something else. Then we lack reliability. When we are reliable, then Krishna when we are reliable, then Krishna can put faith on us and spiritual master put faith on us. That's why we chant a fixed number of rounds, we gradually increase and we move to 16 rounds and we don't miss a single day, so that later on we can tell our spiritual master that yes, I chanted 2 years, 3 years, 4 years without a single day of break. Then spiritual master can develop reliability in us, because time is the best test. Over time you will face so many ups and downs, and if you pass the test of time and remain reliable throughout, then your devotional service is regular. So devotional service must be regular. We must do our committed sadhana every single day without fail and gradually increase. And if we are not reliable, then we are not responsible. Then somebody, devotees will not even give us service, because they see, well, he may do, he may not do, he may delay. So devotees will be very cautious. Nobody will say, but they will be very cautious. But if we are very pakka in everything we say, it gets done on time with perfection, then devotees can rely on us. then they'll be like, okay, let me tell this thing to this person and I'm sure it gets done. So devotees will engage more. Serving Krishna is a privilege. Who gets the service? Who is reliable, who has a proper attitude, they gets the service. Then it is attentive. um, as one's faith in Krishna grows, so too does one's intention to serve him by practicing devotional service. As our faith grows, our intention to serve him also grows. Person with strong intention to practice devotional service will naturally fix their attention on it. In other words, one's clear intention leads to one's fixed attention, which is another mark of strong sadhana. The great masters of devotional service considers inattentiveness the 11th offense against the holy name, because from inattentive chanting the other 10 offenses are spring. Other 10 offenses spring. So complex English, in simple, one should be very attentive in one's chanting. Try your best to meditate. Like you see the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, how attentive they were in their sadhana. If we are not attentive, then we will become lax in our service attitude, in everything else. So we should be attentive. The choice to give one's attention to a particular topic, object, or task is an investment. I mean, Vaisheshika Prabhu quotes in his book, where attention goes, where attention goes, energy flows. What is what what is important to us? You will invest there. If your spiritual life is important to you, you will invest there. But if your career and goal and other thing is important to you, you will invest there. So where what is important to you, attention will go there. So we can become attentive in our Krishna consciousness only if it is our priority, only if it is important to us. If somewhere else we are putting a lot of energy, then that's a sign that those things are more important to me than Krishna and my spiritual progress. Srimad Bhagavatam says that because human life is exceedingly rare and precariously temporary, one should give one-pointed attention to this pursuit. Therefore, with one-pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the personality of Godhead, who is a protector of the devotees. So, Srimad Bhagavatam explains human life is exceedingly rare. Those who heard today's Srimad Bhagavatam class, Sajita Prabhu was explaining how rare is human life. He gave an example. You can hear that if you want more detail. So, human life is extremely rare and precariously temporary. We don't know when death will come. Like recently I was hearing a lecture by my spiritual master and he was mentioning an example of Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Maharaj was speaking to Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, one of the sannyasi in ISKCON, uh, and Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was mentioning how in time to come he wants to open a Vaishnava institute in Calcutta, and how he want Bhakti Charu Maharaj to help him to open an institution, Vaishnava institution in Calcutta. And Maharaj said, after 28 hours, he received the news that Tamal Krishna Maharaj left the world. Now, for a pure devotee, because they're always thinking how to spread Krishna consciousness, they go back to Godhead naturally. So one should invest time in a way Tamal Krishna Maharaj was investing, in a way his thought process, what he was doing, because life is precariously temporary. We don't know when the last moment comes. It can come any moment. I mean, certain things are in my mind, but I cannot speak at this point of time. Um, it's temporary. We never know. It happens all of a sudden from nowhere, and suddenly we are under. So that's why one should constantly hear about, glorify, invest your time to make spiritual advancement. Second last, it is goal oriented. This is very important section. In the Bhagavad Gita 266, purposely Prabhupada write, disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal. Why we are disturbed in so many directions? is because we don't have a ultimate goal. When we don't have a goal, we will be disturbed in our spiritual life. So disturbance means we actually want an ultimate goal. Humans are meant for accumulating transcendental assets. This they can accomplish by hearing about Krishna and rendering service to Krishna's pure devotees. The great teachers of bhakti say that goal-oriented practice of devotional service is vital. Srila Prabhupada stresses numerical strength or carefully counting and maintaining one's daily vote to chant a set number of Krishna's name. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada encourages followers to set daily reading goals. So our acharyas have really emphasized to set a goal for every day for our spiritual life. Some people say, why do we chant 16 rounds? Well, you can chant 64 rounds. We don't say, we just say minimum 16 rounds. You Krishna says chant continuously, but to get to that stage, we need to be goal oriented. Every day we should have a goal in our spiritual life. Well, this is what I want to do by the end of the day. This much devotional service, and we should do it. If it is goal oriented, then we'll not be disturbed. But if we do not have a goal, then there'll be lot of way for disturbance to creep in and disturb us. And just like we have goal in our chanting, we should also have a goal in our reading. We should take a book, read a certain number of pages. Like I heard Neeru Mata, Vishnu Mataji, they all read like 2 pages a day and discuss something like that. I heard. I don't know, things may change, and that's all right based on convenience. But have a goal. Have a goal of reading. Vaisheshika Prabhu says if you read 8 pages of Shrimad Bhagavatam every day, in 5 years you will finish Shrimad Bhagavatam. So if you start today, June 2020, June 2025, you will know everything that is needed to know in spiritual life. Time will fly, but if you set a reading goal for yourself, then you see that you are going to finish. In one case, Srila Prabhupada said, read at least one chapter of Bhagavad Gita every single day. So based on that, Vaisheshika Prabhu started a app called Chapter a Day. Read a chapter of Bhagavad Gita a day. So many things. But the idea is have a goal. Have a goal in your reading. Have a goal in your chanting, and perform goal-oriented numerically counting. Even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would carry his beats and a counter beat, because Mahaprabhu came just to set an example how to worship Krishna. To count and keep track of one's daily practice or devotional service follows the mode and method of the great predecessor teachers of devotional service. The six Goswamis of Vrindavan are especially known for their daily scheduled practice. Raghunath Das Goswami has a goal to offer 1,000 obeisances every day. He had a goal to chant 128 rounds every day. Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami had a goal to finish 128 rounds every day. The disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur have a goal to finish 64 rounds every day. Haridas Thakur had a goal to finish 192 rounds every day. So every devotee, whether it is Acharyas, Goswamis or Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have a goal. So bhakti should be goal oriented in our reading as well as in our chanting of holy names. Strong sadhana means to set numerical goal for one's various devotional practices according to one's capacity and to monitor one's progress toward reaching those goals. Every single day we should do it. Organizing one's life around spiritual goals is very productive. For example, those who read a set number of pages Srimad Bhagavatam every day soon find that such regular reading gives them a noticeable spiritual boost. Just before this discussion, I had I'm reading a particular book by a particular devotee, and I had this goal. I want to finish this book in 2 weeks. So I spent 3 hours day for yesterday, 2 hours yesterday, 1.5 hours today. So there is a goal that okay, by this time I want this, and then I already have a goal of next 5 books I want to read. So systematically I'm covering all the books of previous acharyas. I want to read every single book. Narottam Das Thakur says we should have a goal. When will I get a desire that I want to read all the books of all the Goswamis? So we should have a goal. But if we are not practicing regularly reading, at least first finishing Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, how will we ever get to read there is long way to go. There is lot of nectar waiting for you to absorb. So we just have to have goals. Have goals in our reading, have goals in our chanting. Fix a number of rounds, no matter it takes 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., finish it. Likewise, reading. Srila Prabhupada used to set goals for devotees. He told a set of devotees, finish Chaitanya Charitamrita printing in 1 month. Devotee said, Prabhupada, this is impossible. 9 books, printing, proofreading, getting the books and everything in 1 month, it's just not possible. Prabhupada said, impossibility is a verse in fool's dictionary. Only fool says it's impossible. Everything is possible in Krishna's service. Those devotees did night outs, many nights, and then they finished. And Srila Prabhupada was extremely pleased. So Srila Prabhupada was very expert in setting the goals for devotees. And it is seen that there are certain devotees in certain temples, they set a goal. I want to distribute, Vaishaka Prabhu says that I want to distribute at least 1000 Srila Prabhupada books in this year. So when they have a goal, they push themselves day and night, they work very eagerly, they get it done. By that, they push themselves and they advance significantly in their spiritual life. But those who do not have a goal, hardly a book gets distributed, or 10, 20, 30, they're always within 100. So unless we have a goal in our spiritual life, there is a high likely we are not progressing. He says we should have a goal. Just like we have a goal in chanting, we should have a goal in reading, we should have a goal in our services also. And then that will push you. And when you are always busy and absorbed in how to spread Krishna consciousness movement, you will have no time to think. If your day is too tight, then you should know you have received the mercy of Krishna, at least beginning initial trace of mercy of Krishna, that Krishna is engaging you in service. Now this is the last one. According to one's capacity. Enthusiastic devotees naturally ask how to advance in devotional service. Everybody asks, how do I make progress? The invariable answer is that one must dutifully practice devotional service according to one's capacity. Neither imitation of higher standards of devotional service nor delaying one's practice while claiming that one is permanently unqualified will help one advance in devotional service. If you ask Prabhuji, can you do this well? I'm not qualified. Can you become a Mangalati well? I'm not qualified. Can you chant some rounds well? I'm not qualified. That will not help. And if you say tomorrow I will chant 64 rounds and then you try and then you fall down, you cannot do it. That will also not help. So if you are enthusiastic to make advancement, then according to your capacity, do it. When you are comfortable with your capacity zone, stretch yourself. Somebody may be doing a lot more, somebody may be doing little less. That's okay. Don't worry about who is where. Try to advance systematically in your own Krishna consciousness wherever you are today. Don't imitate the higher standards and don't neglect the basic standards, but try to push yourself. A simple devotee who accepts his or her level of qualification and act accordingly, unafraid to take next step upward, is perfectly situated in spiritual life. So if you're not afraid, sometimes we are chanting 10 rounds and we have fear. 12 rounds, I don't think I can ever do it. Don't be afraid. Small step, take it. Small step, take it. 8 round, go to 10. 6 round, go to 8. Small step, take it. Don't take such a big step that you just crumble down as if circable girjana. Don't do like that. Don't imitate somebody else. Then you're perfectly situated. Gradually advance according to your capacity. The second last slide. With guidance from guru, scripture and advanced devotees, one should fix a regular amount of practice in one's daily schedule and stick to it according to your capacity. Set your goal, and stick to it. Even a little devotional service, especially of hearing transcendental sound, will gradually expand to fill one's life. Whatever you are doing, based on your capacity, take that much amount of devotional service. Example, little yogurt added to milk converts the whole thing into yogurt eventually, overnight, especially if the milk is kept in a nice environment. Likewise, whatever be your situation, surroundings, take a little bit of devotional service, stick to it and do it. and slowly your Krishna consciousness will expand from there, and keep taking little steps under guidance of guru, scripture, devotees, Vaishnavas. Keep taking next step. You see, in this there are many steps to reach to a divine couple, and we have to give up anarthas first: greed, lust, false prestige, pride. Then we have to slowly, there is many steps, and finally we have to attain the goal. So keep taking steps little by little, and that will eventually make you fully Krishna conscious. That's why patience is needed. Those who add even a small amount of hearing and chanting to their schedules will soon find all aspects of their life becoming spiritualized, especially when they keep themselves in contact with devotional environment. Krishna helps those who sincerely do their best. No matter what, keep association of devotees, hearing and chanting. It may take some time. Gradually you will advance to perfect stage of life, and Krishna and Guru sitting in your heart will guide you throughout for next step, and they will keep pushing us next step, next step, next step. Everything will fall in place. But whatever you do with great determination, and whatever you know things are wrong, don't do it, and gradually reach to perfection. In summary, proper attitude, regularity, attentiveness, goal setting, and acting according to one's present capacity are the elements of strong sadhana. Again, what is proper attitude? Be strict in your sadhana, be sincere with your purpose, and be serious about your spiritual life, and be vigilant about where things can go wrong. And then the second point is regularity. Be regular in whatever you do. Never miss your practice devotional service a single day. Be attentive in your spiritual practice. Whatever you're doing, be very attentive in doing that. Do it with utmost care. Every name, be very careful in your chanting. Don't just try to rush and skip words. Be attentive. um, Set a goal for yourself. Goal setting for reading, hearing, and for service, or however you can set a goal, and then act according to your present capacity and gradually increase. If you are doing, then you are probably a strong sadhaka at this point of time, and if you keep doing it, then eventually that extent of regulated principles will keep increasing, and be a strong sadhaka in every future stage of life till you attain the goal. Following these principles with determination will make a devotee as strong as Himalayas, hence paving his way home, back to Godhead. Okay, 6 o'clock. Does anyone has any question?
Prabhuji, looks like this session was for me only.
No, it's for me, Prabhu. I'm reminding myself what I have to do.
Scolding session.
So we all have to grow and take future steps. I have some goals in my spiritual life. It's too lofty, and I just don't know how to get there. I mean, I know I just want to get there soon, and I'm trying to get there. It's too high, bro. So I mean, path is too long. We are completely, it's nothing is visible right now. We want to get there. So thank you. Anyone has any other question or comment?
Thank you so much for the wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Well, questions. This is not what I want to hear.
Uh, Prabhuji, I have one question. So, Prabhuji, how to know what is your capacity? The last question, because there is always a fine line between your comfort zone and then what you can push yourself. How to know that? How to judge accurately? Like, what is your capacity and when to increase?
Well, Prabhuji, the you can increase to any extent. Our acharyas have gone to very high extent,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
And especially you see all the disciples of Bhaksan Sai Thakur. So there is no limit to the extent we have gone. Grow according to your comfort zone, so that you are
Okay.
comfortable. At the same time, you stretch little bit, and then once you become good with that, then stretch little bit. When the time comes, I'm completely packed, I don't have time to shave, I don't have time, there is so much services, then that's a sign you're already stretching yourself. Stay there. When you think now I have more time, I can take on some more services, something more, then do it. And the moment you think now i'm I'm hand to mouth, then it means you're already in your stretch zone. As long as you remain in your stretch zone, that's good. Then the mind will not distract, Prabhuji. If we are so busy with serving Krishna, like Yugal Kishore Prabhu tells us, if brahmachari have a idle time, he may not stay in the ashram. So we have to be so busy that there is no time for, if we are so busy, then there is no time for Maya to enter. Maya will still enter. I don't want to make this statement. She every day enters. But at least we can be our best stretch to serve Krishna. At least that what we can desire, and Krishna can fulfill that. Does it help?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Any other question? All right.
Very nice class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Well, all glories
Hare
to Vaisheshika Prabhu. Whatever I spoke is directly taken from him. I was inspired. I was reading, and then I remembered. I was reading on Monday a particular section of that book, and then I remembered Ashwini Mataji mentioning, Prabhuji, please speak on determination, and that's how the connection was made. That okay, there is a request, and there is a very nice realization of Vaisheshika Prabhu. Let us connect. So grateful to Ashwini Mataji for that topic. Thank you very much. Please
Hare
accept my
Krishna, Prabhu.
please accept my pranams. Vancha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhubhe evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo Hari Vaishnava.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Please forgive me for whatever I speak wrong or displease anyone. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare